when people look at me, they immediately go, what the hell is this guy about?
Let me tell you something. Italians, we don't do activities on vacation. I get to the hotel, Chubby Gary gets to the hotel. I go straight up to the hotel room. I put on my $9 Champion basketball shorts, wife beater, gold chain, which may or may not be real.
And for me, through the mannerisms, through the physicality, the facial expressions, the looks, the accents on words that I have, has all contributed to me conveying where I came from and who I am and the community that I grew up in. And for me, that's a very special thing, is to show the world who I am and what I believe is funny. My preparation before I get on stage, I don't really have a lot of preparation. I try not to think. That's my biggest thing. And I think overthinking something is where you can get yourself into trouble. So I know exactly the material, I know exactly the characters that I want to convey to the audience, and my preparation is, just relaxing, making sure that I have my material in my head, that in the order in which I want it to go, and then as soon as I get up there, just fire. And to me, that has become...
All right, give it up for Gary Leli, everybody. All right, Gary Leli is a stand-up comedian born and raised in the borough of Queens, New York. Gary's comedic perspective largely stems from his upbringing in a predominantly Italian community in New York City and his colorful East Coast characters, families, friends, and neighbors who provided a stereotypical traits he now brings to life on stage. His comedy is a theatrical combination of storytelling, observation of everyday life's absurdities. Give it up for Gary Leli, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, good. Welcome, Gary. It's good to see
you
you,
so
brother.
Much. I appreciate it. This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
This is a really nice, usually when I'm invited to do a podcast, it's usually in someone's like rickety old basement and they're 46 years old and their mother's still yelling at them from upstairs. When are you going to be done with your podcast?
Yeah, well, I finally got kicked out of that situation. Now I'm here. Yeah, now my girlfriend's telling me that. What are you doing? It's over. You're 46 years old. What are you doing? Yeah, I know. I gotta talk to Gary. He's coming
so
over
funny.
with Lindsay.
That's so funny when you played that clip, because that was like I must have been like 6 to 8 months into comedy.
Really? Wow, that was a tight set, man.
And to hear that though, and see how different I am now 6 years later, it's that I was just literally listening to that as you were playing it, and I'm like, oh, I'm not even the same person like that anymore.
Wow,
it's so crazy how it's changed. It changes like that.
Yeah,
like, I did. Because I predominantly do crowd work now, as you know, like in my sets and whatnot.
Yeah.
And, I was doing a little bit of that back then, but it wasn't really, and to see, it was really interesting to hear that because I had not heard that in a while.
Yeah.
To see how different, like, I'm as a comedian now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so weird to like,
because
now I don't even, like, I just pick on everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it almost feels like it takes you that long, and I know a lot of comedians say that, to kind of like figure out like what you're doing, and who you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it was just so interesting to hear that because now it's so different.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
Yeah. So like when you like that set when you got that set together, you were into having your jokes written out, or you just had them memorized, but you were more like there was more structure, and then you're saying now that you go out into the crowd more and you do kind of like riffing and just bag on people.
Yeah, I mean basically, when I first started, I was started in New York City, and I was doing mics in New York every single night, 3-4 a night.
Yeah.
And So those were those nights.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so I would go in. I mean, obviously, I would have whatever I was going to say written. I had it all, in my head as to how I was going to do it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like within the last like 2 or 3 years, more of that crowd work that I do, it's just, but you have to get like comfortable.
Yeah.
And it took me probably 3-4 years to kind of get to that spot where I could just do crowd work and, like you said, riff a little bit with people. And, And, but it was really interesting to hear that. I was like, that's funny. Yeah, but that's where I started in New York. I was just doing all written material.
Yeah.
And then, like, every once in a while, I would pop somebody in the front. But
it
was all, everything I did was a set list.
Like, right.
This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. If I did 10 minutes somewhere, I was like, that's what I'm, I'm sticking to that.
Right.
I didn't really venture out of it much.
Yeah.
That happened in the last, like, 3 years.
Oh, okay. See, for me, it was the opposite. When I went up there first, I was like all riffing, and then I heard from people constantly tell me, "Oh man, you need to have your jokes written out. You need to be this and that." So I conformed and I listened to them, because they're like, "How are you gonna get on TV? You need to have your jokes written out." I'm like, "I got jokes, but they're in like a kind of riffing kind of set. They're not written out like." So, but they're like, no. So then, and I used to be really good at it too, and then I switched to like joke writing and stuff like that. And, so yeah, it's the opposite of what you had.
Yeah.
But that's good, man. It's like, if that's your style, and it comes from like a true voice. Whenever you do it, it seems very natural to you, and it seems like that's the person that you are. So I say continue doing it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I think like listening to that, you almost like you just, it takes so, like I just said, it just takes such a long time to kind of figure out which direction you're going in. And I think just the crowd work that I do and stuff like that just feels so much more natural than what I was doing in those early like mics that I was doing and all of that kind of stuff, early shows and shows or whatever. So I know what you're saying. It definitely.
And that's good. I've seen you utilize that skill in your social media posts, which I think you should continue doing. I should have played one of your Instagram clips.
I just call everybody trash.
There you go.
Bro, I call everybody trash, and they come up to me at the shows. They go, "I really like when you call me trash." I go, "Why wouldn't I keep doing this?"
Exactly.
I've never seen people so excited to be called trash. It's unbelievable. Because I think also too, and we've spoken about this, when people feel like your intent when you're making fun of them is not, there's no malice towards them, or there's any kind of intent. It's coming from a good spot in my heart. Like, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just making fun of everybody. It doesn't matter the race, the religion. It doesn't matter. Like, if you came here to have a good time, then just chill out and just have a good time. Like, I'm going to make fun of you. I'll make fun of myself. It doesn't matter. And so it's like it's a lot of fun just doing that. But it takes time to kind of get to that. And I don't know.
It does. I mean, do you have any horror stories of that going wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. Every night, except for one night, I do pretty well. I mean, I actually did a show probably about 3 years ago. It was like right before the pandemic. And it was a predominantly black room.
Okay.
And I had come up, and I had made fun of whatever the host was wearing.
Okay.
And then I started doing like a little bit of crowd work, and the crowd was just like, no. They were like looking at me. They were piercing me.
Wow.
With their eyes. They were like, no.
Yeah.
And then I just hear some guy in the back. He goes, "Yeah, man, be funny."
Oh, that's the worst.
And I go, "Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming out." But it's like, you can swing and miss. Like, it just 9 out of 10 times people are going to love it. But you will come across an audience who are just not, and that's why I do have material that I have in my back pocket, because I'm like, okay, well, if there's no give and take here,
Yeah.
I'll probably end up switching.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but that was a funny story. Some guy just goes, "Yo, man, be funny."
Oh, that's the worst.
And it was just his voice, and everybody's just looking at me, and I'm like,
yeah,
we're done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
done. Yeah,
I'm cooked.
Yeah,
it's over. But I think you learn from that shit too.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like when you
yeah.
have those really awkward,
Yeah.
weird nights, or you know, you're performing in a spot where there's like 6 people and 4 are not paying attention at all.
Yeah,
You just you get a lot of like confidence.
Yeah,
it actually makes you be able to really become who you want to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're like, I don't give a shit now.
Right.
Like I'm just gonna do what I feel is in my heart.
Yeah.
So.
As opposed to you going to a place and they're loving everything you're doing, and it's just like it's a great ego stroke, right?
It's
like
incredible.
And you get off, you feel like the king, but you know, is that going to make you a better comedian? Like, you know, I mean, you do need those shows every once in a while, but if you have if that's all you're doing, if all you're doing those is that you're not pushing yourself, I believe.
Well, I agree with that. And it's like, you know, like if from my perspective, if the crowd work isn't really working, it's easy to go away from it and then go into, you know, a bit. Yeah. It's easy to do that. It's like a little bit of a safety net. Yeah. But sometimes I try and if it's not working, I try and play it off. Yeah. And I try going at another angle. Yeah. Because then it's like, you can eventually figure it out. Yeah. And that's what's really, if you're going to do crowd work, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to maybe swing and miss over here. Yeah. But still get them over here. And then everyone gets back with you. Like it's really, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely, you got to be able to, and when it doesn't hit, you could still keep going, right, and figure it out, right, recover, know? Yeah. That's the true skill, man. It's really, Like if you were able to get out of that situation, which I think that you've learned from that one, and I think that maybe next time that will happen, you could pull something out of your ass, and then you had learned from that experience, and then wow, can you imagine you coming out of that situation and then having them love you? It's crazy. That's skill right there. It's crazy. And that's if you're going to do crowd work, like I said, I feel you got to be able to figure that out, because you are going to hit somebody and they may not get the reaction, or maybe you come out too hard at them at first and they're not on board. Yeah. And then, you know, you flip it a little bit to you. Yeah. You know, you make fun of yourself. And then, you know, it's just, you know, there's stuff that I have in my head when I'm going up there. Like I have some lines in my head that I'll use on a couple or I'll use on a hoop, whatever. Like it's there. But it's really a lot of fun to just kind of figure it out. Yeah. It's like you live and die by it. You know, either people are like, yeah, this is amazing, or they're like, nah, that guy was terrible. Yeah. Terrible. Right. But most of the time it works out. Yeah. You know, 9 times out of 10, you get once in a while where you go, oh, maybe not. Yeah. 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 Definitely. And, you know, you do some really, you know, tough spots, because I booked you for a lot of tough spots that I did, or I used to produce, you know, dive bars, which are some of my favorite, you know, because you get all sorts of characters there that aren't expecting a comedy show, or they don't want a comedy show, but we're there anyways. And I think that sort of resistance is like doing comedy with a weight vest, you know, and it pushes you to, you know, work harder or be more creative. Dive bars, now that you said it, are actually the best way to figure out crowd. Like, if you want to become good at crowd work, dive bars is where if you can get through that and make 30 people in a dive bar while there's billiards going on, Monday Night Football, beer bottles clanging, darts, some guys yelling at some other guy to get out of the bathroom. Right. Like, if you can figure out that room, that's like, it's incredible. Yeah. That is one of the best feelings in the world. Like, you know, you just said when you had me do some of those tough spots, and I would watch comedians go up there and they're like, yeah, I was on Tinder today or whatever. Yeah. And people are like, I don't know. Like, it just, I don't know. Like, what? Yeah. I'm just, what? Yeah. And they don't give a shit. Yeah. Right. And when you come up there and I'm like, you know what? I got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Because if I do material, then they're not listening.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, fuck this guy.
Right.
I bet 300 on the Raiders.
Right. Right.
I don't care.
Right. Right.
But if you get up there in a dive bar on a Monday night and you're like, sit down.
Right.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not getting paid. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They rally with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what like is so exciting
Yeah.
about that is there's a drunk guy leaning on the, like there's just shit going on everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you could figure out that room, you're on the right path.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
You're on the right path. And I don't know shit. I mean, I'm only 6 years into the game, but that's how I feel. Like if you can get a dysfunctional room under control
Yeah. Yeah.
and have them at least listening.
Yeah.
At least listening.
Yeah.
You've already won.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
It's incredible. And I've seen it so many times where these like comics go up and I'm like,
yeah.
they don't want this.
Right.
They don't want this.
Right.
They want to be told what to do.
Right.
They want to be told that their shoes are ugly. They want to be told that their wife is not good looking. Like they want to be tortured.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're excited.
Yeah.
You get people at that one bar, I forget
The scene?
Fox
Oh, the Foxfire?
Foxfire.
Yeah.
I had people come out to me after and they were like, man, are you coming back here next Monday? And I go, not for you. And they go, I won. And there's, it's like, but again, it's done with good.
Sure.
It's not like there's no malice.
Right. Right.
And I think a lot of people, when they try and do crowd work also too, they get very, they get personal and you could tell like they're attacking someone too much. You got to like hit and run. You got to hit and run. You can't stay on people.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I've learned too. But I feel like I learned a lot of that by like watching a lot of the greats too.
Yeah.
Because I really love crowd work and, people like Don Rickles.
Who's the master?
Don Rickles is the master.
He's the master.
There's no one better.
Right.
In my opinion,
right.
the greatest comedian to ever live.
Right.
That's my opinion.
But do you think if he would have came out right now, he would have been canceled, right? I mean, there's some of the stuff he said.
But again, I think it was done from a good spot.
Yeah. Oh, it was for sure.
And people, I think back then they judged they gave someone's character a little bit more of a chance.
Okay.
Where nowadays I feel like everyone's just ready to just crucify somebody and be like, we're done with this person. We want to see them fall. And, but I also think a lot of people that are getting canceled are allowing that to happen. Yeah. You could just be like, you know what? I make a lot of jokes about a lot of people. I don't have any malice towards anybody. And if you don't like it, then tough shit.
Right. Yeah.
But the immediate reaction is to backpedal.
Yep. Yeah. No, I agree. I think that one of the things that makes people like the sort of bagging on themselves is they realize that person is actually paying attention, because like you don't have to hit the bullseye, but you need to get on the mark.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So if you say this guy looks like, Tom Cruise and he looks like, Will Ferrell, then they're going to be like, this guy's way, but if you make a reference and say, oh, this guy looks like Tom Cruise and he actually does, then, they know you're paying attention. And I think that's something that the audience just wants you to be present.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about Tinder, they know you wrote that in your room when you're like in between jerking off and, looking for a job.
They know that they know that they can just check out.
Yeah. Right.
Because they're just like, I'll just go to the bathroom. I'll go to the bar. I'll go wherever. I'll go outside. I'll smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
But if you're like present and you're on them, they're going to give you their attention.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be able to like deliver as well.
Yeah.
You can't just be like,
right.
But I do feel if you're present with them and you don't give them an opportunity to move, to sway. Uh-huh. Because if you give them a little bit, they go,
right. Yeah. No, you're right.
Whatever. What am I doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You want to go? Should we get the check? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the tough rooms really teach you a lot.
Yeah.
They really do. They build so much like character. Not to sound like corny here, but
no. We're talking shop here. It's all right. So like when you saw yourself starting stand-up comedy, what was your end goal? What was like, okay, I'm going to start this. This is how I envision my career to go. This is where I want to go.
I'm here. Your podcast on Monday, Tuesday night. What night is it? I don't even know. Thursday?
That's it. You peaked.
I had an edible. I don't care. Nice. What am I going to do?
That's great.
You know, I just want to get to the level of, you know, I'm doing this as a full-time job. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So that's really my goal now. Yeah. You know, and I try not to like look too far down the road. I'm like, okay, so like, what about tomorrow? What about the next day, next week, whatever?
Yeah. No vision boards for you?
No. No vision boards. You know, I'm like, I'm just.
Yeah.
I know where I want to be.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just keep myself, you know, sharp and like, just keep going.
Right.
You know, I really think that's like a big thing too. Like, you know, just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like I have a cooking show now.
Oh, nice.
That we did. We filmed like 45 episodes already. And I love to cook. And that's like another avenue to just, you know, constantly. So we film it really nice. There's a lot of banter. I film it with a comedian, Ben Thompson. He's a friend of mine.
Okay.
And so we do pretty much once or twice a week. We film a cooking episode.
Oh, nice.
And
where do you put it?
I put it on Instagram.
Okay.
It's on YouTube.
All right. What's it called?
Good Cooking Show.
Good Cooking Show?
Yeah. So
nice.
It's a lot of fun. We make really nice recipes. We have guests on.
How long are episodes usually?
4 or 5 minutes.
Oh, really? Oh, that's quick.
Yeah. So we don't, I mean, we chop it up.
Okay.
Nobody wants to watch anything anymore. You know, like 3 seconds, I hate it. 2 seconds, this sucks. Oh, the baby's crying. Oh, shit, my wife just woke up. No one's paying attention anymore. Like anybody who thinks that anybody's paying attention, no one's paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's why I yell at people on stage because I'm like, I got like 15 good minutes with these animals.
Yeah. Oh, 15. That's a long time, man.
That's a long time. Yeah. That's a 2-hour special.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think that's changed too.
Yeah.
Like I think that's changed too. No one wants to pay attention to anything.
Yeah.
You know, so like you throw up a reel. Like I'll throw up a reel of cooking.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds. And people gravitate towards that because it's like instantaneous. They don't have to wait for it.
Yeah.
Everyone's impatient. There's no...
Is it TikTok or like why are people like so distracted?
I mean, it's because everyone's got a phone in their pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, how did they expect everyone to act?
Yeah.
They gave everyone a computer 13 years ago and they were like, be normal.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, and it's got a video camera and you can edit and you can like make things look like they're not supposed.
Yeah.
People don't like you talk about, especially like comedy, you know, all those old time comedians were like, oh, we went to the Comedy Store and, you know, Mitzi Shore, she you know, got us on Carson. And, I mean, those days are like ancient history.
Yeah.
You know?
I was funny. I was just thinking that today, Gary. I was like, because I kind of caught the tail end of that because like when I started going to the store, they're like, just hang out. If you hang out, the manager's going to, you know, and then you're going to, and back in the day, that's how it used to be. Like, you know, like you would hang out the store and they'd be like, oh, this guy's always here and this and that. And, you know, now it's not like that, dude. So, and it's a whole nother time.
Now there's somebody on TikTok that's never done comedy and they can tour.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the reality of it.
That is. There's a person on TikTok doing like a 2-second video that goes viral and everyone loves it. And this guy's been grinding the comedy scene for 15 years.
It's crazy.
He can't get enough views, you know, that this TikToker was. It's like, I was just discussing this with another comedian. And it's just dude, this is what we're up against too, you know. So right now, I think it's a tougher time to be a comedian because we're competing against like a cat video, and we're convincing, you know, different people doing all kinds of videos, right? I mean,
this guy's a famous DJ. He's gonna do 20. You mind? I know you've been hanging around here for what 6-7 years.
Yeah.
We'll get to you.
Right.
This guy, he's got 3 million followers. He's gonna do a half hour.
Yeah.
I know. It's that. Hey, but that could work to your advantage, and it could be detrimental as well.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we're doing the cooking show, to kind of just build an audience. And, but we have a lot of fun doing it. And like I said, we have people that come on. You have to come on, and we do recipes of theirs. And then we have like a whole party after. Like, it's fun. We hang out, we drink, we have good meals.
Cool.
Like, kind of like a little bit old school.
Yeah. Nice.
I like that. I like that,
Yeah.
like old school hangout where nobody's feelings are getting hurt. Making fun of each other. You have a nice meal, a nice drink. Yeah, you smoke a cigar, we smoke cigars.
Nice.
I mean, come on, we got to be,
Yeah.
all of this shit that's going on nowadays, everybody's...
Oh, totally. You're going to have to come over here and we'll smoke some cigars over here by the beach. Right?
Anytime.
That'll be fun.
Anytime.
Yeah. No, because you make those cigars look good, man. Like, dude, I've had some like serious, almost throw up spells, man, from smoking cigars. Yeah. It doesn't happen to you? You're good? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like smoking them since I'm 15.
Oh, okay.
Because all the guys that I grew up with,
Oh, okay.
like all the like older guys, and
Yeah.
they were always smoking cigars. My dad's a big cigar smoker. So like my dad comes out to visit me,
Yeah.
and all he wants to do is hang out and smoke cigars. So I probably he was here last week for 4 days.
Oh, cool.
He must have smoked 36 cigars.
Wow.
I go, listen, you got to go because my lungs and my mouth are done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a nice thing, I think we've lost a little bit of just, I don't know. There's people just hanging out together and having a good time, because now like people hang out and they're just on their phones.
Yeah.
And they're just looking on, it's like, why did you even come and hang out with each other?
Right. Yeah.
So it's nice to, have people over,
agree,
make a nice
man.
drink, Nobody takes the time to ask how the hell you're doing anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Right? They show up, they go,
Nobody
yeah,
cares.
Yeah, no, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Oh, it's crazy out there, huh? You got to wear that mask and,
Yeah.
oh, God. And it's
Yeah.
like, just hang out and relax.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Have fun. No.
Yeah.
Be present.
No one's present anymore.
Yeah.
It's, nowadays. But that's what we kind of try and recreate, like on the cooking show. And when we
That's
hang
cool.
out, we just have people over, and it's just fun. And we bust each other's chops, and we talk about shit. And
No, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, what you're doing is like, breaking bread with somebody is probably like the oldest thing, humanity has probably done, it always brings people together.
Always.
Look at the Indians and the Pilgrims, right? That's why we have Thanksgiving.
Listen, I love it because for that reason, like, nothing better than making some nice meals. Like, I'm making some chicken dish, or I got like the other day I made shrimp po' boy sandwiches.
Oh, nice.
And I'm inviting people over. I'm like, come over. I'm making these sandwiches, and I'm just like, here, eating it, because that's fun to me.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh wow, that's really like nice.
Yeah.
Came over, we had drinks.
So do you have a special dish that you like cooking, or it doesn't matter?
Basically anything Italian.
Nice.
So I make a lot of pastas.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like chicken dishes, fish dishes, baked clams,
Yeah.
soft shell crabs.
Oh, wow.
I made the other night. I made a homemade pesto with some fresh fusilli
Oh, jeez.
pasta.
You brought over this great Cabernet, man.
It's nice,
It's
right?
so nice.
Isn't that
yeah,
nice?
it's very
Come on.
smooth. Thank you.
Eric.
Hey, cheers.
Treat you like a
Yeah,
gentleman.
like
like
you
a
do.
gentleman,
Jesus.
Eric. Come
It's
on.
nice for a change, Gary.
These
Thank
people
you.
come over here. They're not bringing this. They're not bringing it. Eric.
No,
I
thank you.
know.
Yeah, no,
You're the
thank
juice
you.
man. I got to
Yeah.
bring you juice. Come on.
Thank you, brother. I do appreciate it. Right? Let's do a little techno beat.
That's the Guido side of me.
So what happened during the pandemic? Walk me through the shutdown. What'd you do?
We smoked cigars.
Uh-huh.
We drank wine.
Yeah.
We made good meals.
Yeah.
We made fun of everybody. Nothing ever slowed up for me, Eric.
Look at you. You
I
keep
mean,
going, dude.
listen,
you just keep going.
I wasn't going crazy. I'm not like hanging out with like 1,000 people. I'm like, you know what? I'm having my friends over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
No one's
yeah.
gonna ever tell me I can't hang out with my friends and family. That's
Yeah.
not happening.
Right.
It's just not. I'm not gonna
Right,
do it. It's
right,
like
right.
tomorrow could be the end for anybody.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So like, why waste any time? Like,
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna just
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
out. You know what? I have I have a bunch of comedian friends. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on over. We make
Yeah.
a nice barbecue and stuff like that.
Nice.
I don't know. That's just what kind of what I did and just kept going. And then I think, like kind of as it got to I don't know, probably like the end of 2020, started doing just some like random little spots here and there, like people were doing stuff a little bit, underground, and just anywhere they could set up, and just started doing it.
Any Zoom shows?
I didn't do any Zoom shows.
Right? Oh my God.
I got asked probably about 15 times to do a Zoom show, and I go, I can't do it. I can't talk into my computer.
Yeah, right.
Especially what I do.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need those people. That is the material.
Right.
That's the material. I'm like, I can't be looking at the computer and being like, so.
Right.
It's not who I am.
Right.
So, yeah.
And then how you can make fun of somebody with a mask on, right? You're like, just, hey, you with the cross eye over there. Like, you with the funky eyebrow. Like, what do you know?
I did say that to somebody on the show recently. They were the only ones in the crowd wearing a mask.
Oh.
And I go, look at you two idiots, just the only ones wearing a mask. I said, I hope you're the only ones that die tonight. I go, you probably have a gluten allergy, right? I said, I hope you die in a wheat field. Listen, the way I feel is, you with the whole thing that happened over the last two years, you shouldn't be an asshole.
Right.
Okay. But you shouldn't also just shell up in the house and not hang out with anybody. Like people, you die like that.
Yeah.
That's what I think a lot of people don't understand is you need to be around people that love you and you have a good time with and you laugh with. Like, there's people that just closed off. Like, they didn't even come out of the house for 2 years.
I know.
And I'm like,
it's
I would have
sad,
went
dude.
insane.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, dude.
I
People
went
need
insane.
people.
Yeah,
we can't do that, man.
It's just crazy, and people need to run their businesses, and life needs to just move.
Yeah,
like that's just the reality of it. So
absolutely.
Yeah, but I pretty much stayed the same through that whole time period.
Yeah.
It was just obviously weird, just like for everybody else.
Yeah.
So.
Right on. And how about with your girlfriend? Was she working from home, or were you guys together at home?
That's my wife.
Your wife?
Yeah.
When'd you get married, Gary?
I got married 4 years ago.
Oh, that's right.
What the hell, everybody? Listen, this guy, huh?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't even know what your question was.
Thanks for the wine, Gary.
Salute, come on, huh? Like a brother, like a gentleman, huh?
This guy. And not enough with the edible. Let's bring some wine. I just want to get it. I want to be numb when I talk to the juice man. Is that what happened, Gary?
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
This is a night at our house.
Yeah.
We start 9 topics. We don't finish any of them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you ever been in the middle of like doing a joke and then you're just like, no, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna finish that joke.
Yeah.
You ever just bail on it?
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Once I'm doing it, I'm like,
you're committed.
I'm living or dying. I don't give a shit. Like here we are.
Not me. I run like a bitch. I'm like, I dropped that shit. You know what? You're better than this.
Next.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I just stay in it.
Yeah.
You know? And that's I think good. Also too, like I said before, that's how you learn from this.
Yeah.
Is the you gotta like, it's good to be in those pockets of difficulty.
Yeah.
Because that's where you really learn how to like get out of it. Or you come up with a line that saves you.
Yes.
And like, so then you have that in the back of your head, especially doing crowd work.
Yeah. That
the next time you get into a spot and maybe something doesn't work, you can use, you start to kind of, it's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
You just start to figure out.
Yeah.
What, you can insert little things here and there.
Right. No, you're right, man. That's good advice too, because there's a lot of people that is, as soon as they meet resistance, they just bail and, it's too tough. But that's the time where really, when you push through that, you know, you grow.
Yeah.
As a comedian or whatever you're doing.
Well,
you know,
I think
if you're trying to learn.
Also, too, the audience senses that fear.
Mm.
Like they know.
Yeah.
They know this guy.
Yes.
He's full of shit.
Yeah.
He's not actually behind that. And if you're not, they know that.
Yeah.
Immediately. And there's crowds that just want to destroy you.
Yeah.
You know, especially at certain like if you're doing a bar.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing a club
Yeah.
or you're doing a spot, like, you know, whatever. But if you're doing, you know,
Yeah.
on a Tuesday night and you're in someone's...
And they didn't pay cover. So, yeah, they want to see you.
That guy's like, my wife is fat.
Right.
And I don't want to go home to her. I fucking hate you. And he's
Yeah,
just going to
yeah.
make your life miserable.
Yeah.
I did a bar mic like 4 years ago. And it was like 4 people. By the time I got up, it was like 1:45 in the morning. And some guy was just sitting there in flip-flops. It was like a July night. And he was just like, and just yelling at me. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take this opportunity to work on crowd work.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Let me hammer this guy.
Yeah.
And like 3-4 people are like dying at the stuff I'm saying to this guy. And
Yeah.
I just keep going. And I'm like, shit, if you could figure that out with a drunk one person and at 1:45 at some mic,
Yeah.
you can figure it out in a room of 100, you know?
Yeah.
So you learn so much.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, it's amazing to when you start figuring that out.
Yeah.
It's a cool moment.
Yeah. It is a cool moment. And do you do you bring in your wife to any of your jokes?
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Does she get upset?
Nope.
You know?
You know that she's so supportive.
Oh, that's
like
great.
even when we first met, I was like at the beginning stages of doing this.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even know where the fuck I was going. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna go do this mic.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I didn't know anybody. I had no
Yeah.
friends in it. I was just like kind of hacking it out. Like
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And I remember when it was in New York, and it was the Comic Strip Live.
Yeah.
And they held a mic
Uh-huh.
at 5:00 on a Monday.
Okay.
And, and I get there, and there's like a lady standing at the door, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do 5 minutes. She's like, yeah, $5. And she didn't barely even like acknowledge me.
Yeah.
And then she's like, write your name on that list. And so it's me and like 3 people. And the 2 people in the actual room are just looking down, buried in their notebooks. And I'm literally like talking to the curtain. And I had just started dating my wife.
Uh-huh.
And I just look at her after I leave and I go, yeah, if you don't want to stick around for this, I understand. And I ended up probably going to like 200 or 300 mics, and we worked in Manhattan.
Yeah.
So I would go from work to these mics,
Wow.
shows, whatever. So,
Yeah.
I would be like in my office at like 7:30 and 8:30 in the morning, 9
Yeah.
o'clock, whatever it was. And then I would be out to like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning doing
Wow.
mics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we worked in the same office because we worked for the same company.
Yeah.
And she would come to like all of these mics.
Yeah.
She would film all of my sets.
Wow.
Like she comes to a lot of these shows that I'm on, and she films all my set. Like she knows how much I love it, and she knows how much this is my like what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's really awesome to have somebody who's just that cool, like who's like, you need to keep pursuing this
Wow.
and keep figuring it out and keep doing it and going after it. And so that's been
Yeah, it's so important.
You need
man.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
because if you have somebody in your life and they're like, no, your relationship is either not going to work,
Yeah.
or you're going to give up on whatever it is, or you're not going to pursue any type of like creativity that you might have in your head. So I think it's really important to have that good person in your life that is like, no, you need to keep going with this. You need to do that. You need to do that. Like, it's important.
Nice.
So it's cool.
Yeah. That's good, man. It is true what they say, right? Behind every great man is a great woman.
It's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I give like a lot of credit to my wife because she's like I'll do shows in Texas, and she's coming to Texas. She's like, I'll come with you. I want to come with you. And,
Nice.
Arizona, and like we go back to New York. I do shows there, and so it's really, it's a lot of fun,
Cool.
and it's a lot of fun to like do those things with somebody who's supporting you like that. Like, keep going.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well, that's great, man. And you don't think of leaving Los Angeles? Like, when this pandemic happened, like, people just bailed, man. They went everywhere. I don't know if you knew anybody that just, like, took off or, but, I mean, I like it here. You having a good time here?
I mean, I love the weather. Like, I'm never going to live back on the East Coast full time.
Yeah.
I'd like to eventually have, like, a spot that I can hang my hat.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to leave LA because I'm so accustomed now to, like, and I know people might laugh at me when I say this, I love the weather so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, being able to be outside and, like I said, smoke a cigar or be in shorts in January and I'm making sausage and peppers on my barbecue. And, like, I'm calling home and people are like, yeah, it's 31. It's going to snow 13 inches tomorrow. And, like, they're getting gas for the snowblower. And I'm like, it's purgatory.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a prison sentence.
Yeah.
And I lived that my whole life until, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think I could ever go back.
Yeah.
I just don't think that I could ever go back to living that way full time as much as New York is.
A great city.
I love New York. Mm-hmm. When New York, like, in the nice months, there's one of the best places on earth.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't see myself leaving here anytime soon.
Yeah, yeah.
You
got some movies to do first, Gary.
I got a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I just I've only been out here 4 years. And I feel like there's just a lot of things that, I still got a lot of living in LA to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though every day I make fun of it.
Yeah.
I make fun of the people.
Yeah.
That's my joy.
Yeah.
I gotta make fun of someone.
Yeah.
And you can make fun of me too, Eric, but I gotta make fun of someone.
On every platform, right?
I don't give a shit where it is.
Facebook, TikTok,
I saw a lady.
Snapchat. I'm coming after you, Gary Leli's.
I saw a lady today. She was in the intersection. She was making a left-hand turn. She was literally brushing her teeth. And I go, you know how you're an animal, but there's something I actually respect about how animalistic you are, that you're just in the intersection of, like, this Beverly Hills block in your Range Rover, and you're just, like, brushing your teeth like it's 9 a.m. in your bathroom. So,
Jesus.
But I love being in LA, and I love the weather.
Dude, yeah, no, it's great over here, man. And
how long you been out here?
Since 2000.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm old, man.
Where'd you?
I'm old. From Chicago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you go back?
I try not to, but no, my brother, my everyone else moved out here. I followed my brother. He's an actor, and
Right.
well, not anymore. He did well, and then he got into stocks and investing his money.
Nice.
So he got out and did good for himself. And so just out here, man, just like you, man. I'm over here like 10 minutes from the pier over here by the beach, so I just love it, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a different quality of life.
Yeah.
People. That's why so many people come out here. That's why so many people want to move out here.
Yeah.
It's because, like, every day sunny. I mean,
Yeah.
like, when people go, I heard a lady overheard. I was getting a cup of coffee the other day, and I overheard. She's like, "Yeah, the weather's really dropped," and I go, "What are you? You're a sick person. You're a sick animal. What did it go from 70 to 58?
Yeah. Oh,
Do you have any, like?" That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm in LA, that's the thing that bothers me. I go, no one's experiencing any realness here.
Yeah. We're in
You
the
come
bubble.
from Chicago.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Right? I come from New York.
Yeah.
Right? It gets to 48 degrees on a
Yeah.
March day in New York, and
Yeah.
people are like, get out the shorts.
Yeah.
Get out the shorts.
Yeah.
You know what? Anybody want to go to the beach?
Yeah.
I'll deal with the wind.
Right. Yeah.
I'll deal with the wind.
Yeah.
But here, it's like, it went from 80 to 64,
Yeah.
and people are like, it really dipped.
Yeah.
It really dipped. I
Yeah,
go, you're
Yeah.
a sick person.
Yeah.
You seek help.
No, I know. Dude, I just got back from the Grand Canyon, and we went to Sedona with my girlfriend. She's
So
an LA
nice.
girl, but it was cold. It got down to like 28, you know, and LA girl over there, she brought like nice looking jackets, not jackets to keep you warm. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, it's so cold. I told you it's winter over here. The elevation's a lot higher over there too, which makes it colder. And so we were only outside for like 2 minutes at a time because.
I was in Sedona at the end of September.
Oh, cool.
Never been there.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was bigger though.
Yeah.
It seemed very.
Yeah, it is confined to like
there's
one
that like
street.
6 blocks or whatever.
Right.
And everybody's driving those rock climbing vehicles or whatever in their vans and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Like,
you went out there a couple months ago?
September.
Oh, September? Yeah. Was it cold?
It was cool. It wasn't it wasn't
nothing.
No.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that whole area is just like, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's amazing how beautiful that place is.
Yeah.
And it's just a pretty cool spot.
Did you do any shows over there?
We did.
Oh yeah.
So it was funny. We had my buddy Ben. He got us this show. It was like a private event at this winery.
Nice.
It was the opening of this winery in Sedona.
Oh, cool.
And there's probably like 150 people there. And they got there at like 4:30.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday.
Uh-huh.
And they were like drinking since 4:30. And then they told us, you're going to go on at 8. And I'm like, these people are going to be drinking for 5 hours. And all you got is cheese and some like shit crackers.
Yeah.
I got these people are going to be bombed.
Yeah.
Out of their mind. Everyone was bombed. It was so much fun.
Was it? Nice.
We had a couple of people that were heckling or whatever,
Yeah.
but I kind of like,
Yeah.
but it was just so much fun. Like, these were just nice people
Cool.
that were just out to have like a really nice time.
Yeah.
And, but I was like, oh my God, we're probably walking into a shit show right now. Because they literally got there like 4:30.
Uh-huh.
And we didn't go on until 8:30 or whatever it was. And I'm like, oh my God, these people, they've been sitting in the sun. They've been drinking wine.
It was outside or?
It was like, it was outside on this massive patio.
Yeah.
And it had like a shade. But, these people they were sitting outside for 2.5, 3 hours in the sun.
Yeah.
And then it finally got dark because it was still, light out till 7.
Nice.
So, but it turned out good.
Oh, that's cool.
It was a fun time. Beautiful area.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Nice. Did you drive out there?
That's a whole nother story. Oh my God. So we flew out there.
Yeah.
We rented a car. And then on the way back, we went to lunch. We had an afternoon flight at like 3:00.
Yeah.
And we had to drive all the way back to Phoenix. Because that's like, I don't know if there's another airport there, but we went to Phoenix, and that's where we rented the car or whatever.
Yeah, that's where you should go.
So we head back. Before we went to lunch, it was only like an hour and 15 minutes back to the airport.
Yeah.
After we get out of lunch, it says 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I'm like, oh my God, our flight, that's like 45 minutes before our flight.
Yeah.
So we ended up sitting in traffic, going through all of those mountains, and we ended up missing the flight.
Oh.
So at about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, we drove 5 hours
What?
to LA.
Oh, wow.
And then returned the car to LAX. And they're like, well, you owe us $150 return fee because you didn't return it to the place you got it. I go, let me tell you something. You're lucky I even brought it back.
Yeah.
I go, you're lucky I didn't throw this in the fucking ocean.
Nice.
I go, I'm not paying shit.
Yeah.
I go, if you're gonna charge me, I'm gonna go and fucking dispute it on my credit card.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
doing that. But it was a good time.
Nice.
Really good time. Those are like cool comedy
Yeah.
stories. You
Yeah,
know, it was
yeah,
me
yeah.
and 2 other comics, and you have fun on that shit. You have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's nice to get in front of like different crowds, you know?
So nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to get. That's the one thing. It's nice to get out of LA.
Yeah.
And experience, people just normal blue collar, regular people.
Right. Not
So-
like I came here to be a singer
Right.
on American Idol
Right.
or like some
Yeah.
bullshit, you know? Or
I
a
stand in
model.
front of the wall at the pink wall. I took photos there today, and I have a audition, and I'm also a comedian, and I do commercials.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Right. Yeah, right. I just want to talk to some regular people that
That's
have
it.
a job.
that's it.
Yeah.
So that's what I love too, when you can talk to regular people that live real life.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they're plumbers, or electricians,
Right.
and an attorney, or
Right.
real estate agent.
Yeah,
or
they don't
whatever.
give a shit about a headshot.
They don't
or
know-
like
yeah.
your business card. Like, just make me laugh.
I love that. I
make
love
me
even
laugh.
getting 45 minutes an hour out of LA.
Yeah,
it's so
sure.
nice to do a show. Santa Barbara, it's a whole nother, group of people, and you go even San Diego for that matter. It's a whole different world. People aren't living in this area of
this bubble
of like show business and all. It's like really nice to I go down to Orange County. It's like a whole nother, it's a whole nother planet.
Right on.
So, but I do love being here. That's the thing I love about, like, my wife and I love going out to restaurants. We love doing that. We love going to grab drinks. So LA is really conducive to that.
Yeah.
And so, but it is nice to get out.
Yeah.
Texas, Arizona, they're just regular people.
Yeah. Nice. Well, Gary, we've come to the end of this, man. Thank you for coming by,
This
brother.
has been awesome.
Dude, tell me where you're going to be and what you're up to. I know you got your cooking show that they could find you
So we
on.
got the cooking show. I've been doing a lot of work on that. I got some shows that are coming up in Arizona in the next a couple months.
Cool.
Texas. I'm going to be headed back to New York to do a bunch of shows in probably the late summer. I haven't scheduled those yet.
Right on. Where do you post where you're going to be?
I post everything on my Instagram.
What is it?
Primarily Gary Leli Comedy.
Okay.
And then, I post it on all the social platforms and Facebook.
Right on.
I also have a website that I'm, putting together, and I'm posting it all up on there as well.
Cool.
So that
What's
way
your
people-
website?
Gary Leli Comedy.
Perfect.
So, that's
Right on.
that's what I've been doing.
Anything else you want to plug?
That's it. My cooking show.
Yeah.
If you want to learn how to make a nice meal for your family, for your friends, good cooking show.
Nice.
We're having a lot of fun with that. So I've been putting a lot of energy, believe it or not, towards that.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more so than the comedy right now, because I want to kind of just build that. Like, I would love to do that, like a travel show.
Yeah.
Where I do a little bit of like food and, see, go to a different spot and see how somebody does this, or Mexican food, or, Asian food or Italian food, whatever it may be. And do like a little bit, that would
I think that's a good idea, man. That's a good show for you. I want to see you roast a chef, someone that made you a food, and you're going to be like, what is this? This is clams and linguine. What the? I want to see you roast like somebody. Have you ever done that? Like ordered a meal at a restaurant and you're like, what? What is this trash?
Yeah, I mean, I don't tell anybody.
You don't complain?
Leave. No.
Really?
No. I mean, I might say something.
I always say something.
Do you?
Yeah, dude.
You see something, say something.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just because I worked in restaurants like for a long time. Yeah. So good service and bad service, right? Or if something's cold, like if they're gonna bring out, like you're not gonna complain.
I will.
Okay.
That I will.
Yeah.
But like if I'm not like loving something, I gotta really not love it.
Okay.
To be like, hey, this is like whatever.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like, that's another thing in restaurants. I do this little thing on my cooking show called Restaurant Pet Peeves.
Yeah.
All the shit that nice restaurants don't do well.
Okay.
And, it's like if you're going to charge whatever you're going to charge for your meals and your drinks and shit, that shit better, in my opinion, better be on point.
Yeah.
Like when I sit down at a table, salt and pepper shakers should not be sticky.
Right.
They should be full.
Yes.
Like silverware shouldn't have like spottiness all over them.
Right.
You shouldn't have to ask for water.
Right.
I'm like, why do you ask for, like, it does, I understand we're in a drought, but everybody needs a basic necessity of water.
Yeah, just bring the water.
Just bring the water.
Right.
And make sure the glasses are full all the time. Like, that's the shit that drives me crazy about, like, when you go to a nice restaurant and they're just missing the mark.
Yeah.
And you're like, shit, I'm going to spend all of this money and a 20% tip.
Every time I waited on an Italian, I gave him even better service because I know that he was going to tip really well.
Yeah.
Because Italians are the best tippers.
We're pretty good.
Yeah.
There's some, listen, I know a few Italians, there's some cheap bastards. Cheap.
I want to hear names, Gary. Go ahead.
I like to give a shout out to my father, my uncle, Chrissy.
You cheap bastard.
You guys suck. Yeah, but that's like one thing. Like I feel like you're right. The Italian culture from
Great
a whole,
tippers, yeah.
they believe like if you're giving them good service and a good experience, they're like yes.
Dude, I used to be an altar boy, right? And
Same.
Oh yeah, nice.
Dude, that's so funny.
Oh yeah.
You grew up in a Catholic household.
Of course, Sacred Heart, dude. But like whenever it was an Italian funeral, I definitely wanted to work it, man, because they would tip you big, like at a funeral. Here you go. Good job. How you doing? Who tips the altar boy?
Dude.
Italians do. Well, here you go. Good job, all right?
That's so funny that you just said that, because I used to want to serve weddings and funerals because they would tip you. And it was so funny. I had this friend, Ray.
Yeah.
Ray Stahl. Nice kid. Went on. He's got a nice family now. He became an attorney in D.C. Nice kid. And his mother was wonderful. Mary Stahl. Very religious.
Okay.
She used to pray in front of the prayer channel.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And we were altar boys. And I remember one day I served a funeral with Ray. And the pallbearers, they come over after, and they give a little tip. It's like $20, $30, whatever it was, right? It was like $10-15 for kids. You were like, that's great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And his mother, we get into the back to get changed back into our regular clothes, and his mom's like, "Boys, you have to put that money in the poor box."
What?
Dude, right in the church, it was like I was running a Fortune 500 company. I go, "Excuse me." I go, "I know I'm 10, but the 15's coming home with me."
Yeah.
I go, "Ray, you can do whatever you want with it,
The 15's
but I need a new Nick hat."
Yeah. I work for this lady. Yeah.
That is so funny that you say that.
Oh, dude.
Oh my God, I didn't know that it was like just like across the board. It was a tipping thing.
So good, man. So
Best.
good. Yeah.
Weddings, we used to get $50, and I go, I'm like, I was asking the priest that scheduled it. I was like, "Listen, Father McGill, listen, you got to get me on more weddings. Listen, if I'm waking up on a Saturday, I need to get weddings. I can't be doing regular masses.
Right.
I can't be doing regular masses. I don't make no scratch on regular masses.
Yeah. I need a new outfit for Memorial Day weekend. Come on, Padre, come on. Yeah. Oh, dude.
That is so funny that you said that, because I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, I have never come in contact with anybody else that got tipped for a funeral.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Gary, this was awesome, man. It was so good to see you. It's been too long, but we're back now, and we're going to, and I'm going to get the Workaholics house going again, and I'd love to have you on there. Oh, yeah. And, it'll be good, buddy. So thank you so much for coming by, brother. Yeah,
this is
for
awesome.
sure. Thank you. Anytime.